Hello, America. Boy Sky Blaster here, and welcome back to another episode of What Did I Just Watch? The show where I talk about movies, TV series, and Sarah that make my jaw drop and wonder, why are you copying me?
Because this is what I always do. What did we just watch?
That's my line.
Took it.
So, we've been through a lot. We talked about creepy kid show characters. We talked about disturbing moments in Disney movies.
Mhm.
We talked about the infamous, yet still part of my childhood, Baby Einstein.
Yeah.
No fun until the theater's over.
Sorry, I'm trying to make it go. Okay.
So, there is, complications because we've been through almost everything. So, after this video, I'm gonna be taking a short break from what I just watched to...
Go on.
I don't need the sound effects. Thank you. So, today we are talking about dark episodes or dark moments in kid shows. And strap in, because, a quick disclaimer, this episode, a lot of the episodes talk about serious subjects and can get morbid, especially the last one we're talking about. So, in case you don't like that, make sure you are, watching your kid for once, and, not just dismissing, oh yeah, he's a kid, he's only watching Cocomelon. Have you seen the kids these days? They know how to access the dark web, for crying out loud.
That's true. So what's on the list for today?
So, for today, we're starting off with I'm doing two for the price of one because they're talking about the same subject. So first of all, we're talking about Goodbye, Mr. Hooper and When Families Grieve from Sesame Street.
Oh, okay.
So, Sesame Street, you would think they're like, oh yeah, we're just going to talk about letters, numbers. But no. On, not that rare, there's an episode where they talk about actual serious subjects like incarceration, divorce, on two separate episodes because one was banned, and, and even alcoholism in one,
yeah.
Which is even more surprising, because I know they can talk about serious subjects, but I didn't even think they would talk about that. And they weren't willing to talk about that until recently. So, yeah. In these two episodes, they talk about death. So, with Mr. Hooper, quick background information, the actor who was playing Mr. Hooper passed away, and apparently the cast for Sesame Street even also had to take therapy.
I bet.
But instead of, just recasting him or just, acting like he never existed, like most shows for some reason decided is the mature way to go, they decided this would be a good time to talk about death. Yay! So, the episode starts out with Big Bird making sketches of everyone in Sesame Street. So, and it goes all well and fine, until he made a picture of Mr. Hooper and was like, well, I can't wait till he sees it. And there's, this brief moment of silence, which I know is not, really saying a lot, but, it kind of, I like to think of it as, a moment where the kids can have a chance to try process and get an idea of what actually did happen before they have to say anything.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's a good idea, though. I mean, even for a show like that, to be able to introduce it, because even if it hasn't happened to people that young, they're going to run into people that it has happened to.
So, anyways, they explained to him that he already died, so I guess, they already talked about to him, and it's clear that Big Bird does not understand what that means. And it's a very heartbreaking episode. I haven't watched almost any of these episodes, mainly because I'm too lazy or can't find a service that has them. But from what I remember, it goes through we can see Big Bird going through all the stages of grief. I'm trying to remember them all. I only know anger, denial, bargaining, and finally acceptance. But then again, everyone grieves in their own way, so
and not in any order, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how bargaining would work. He's like, okay, listen, people, I'll give you $50 to bring him back to life. Will you consider giving a second opinion to his body that we found at the store?
Oh my goodness.
I wonder if that's what they mean by bargaining.
I'm sure we'll have to look it up to get the details.
So, and then same thing with the other episode, When Families Grieve. Except we have Elmo for once being the mopey one. Not actually, he's not real the mopey one. Creepily enough, he's the one that takes it surprisingly well.
I'm sure he did.
So
I just tickled him and he was like, what? I forgot everything.
So, yeah, we see Elmo and his dad getting ready to do a picnic with family, where I guess they haven't seen these relatives since a funeral. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
So, and big surprise, we learn about a character we never knew or saw about. So, sadly, if only we could actually connect to that character, but we don't. So, this one is a bit sad because, Elmo is the one who lost this relative, but it's not even about Elmo being the sad one. It's about someone we didn't even know existed until now. So, but still, I can see the point. They've done it, made it work with characters we had never seen before. And even she's, more can we not talk about it? Which feels more like post-traumatic stress disorder where they want to avoid the subject. Because she also sees, a vision or a flashback of him.
I think, just to move it along, that we should think that, it is good because it has to do a lot with encountering people. When somebody tells you sad news, especially when you're little, it doesn't really affect you because it didn't happen to you, but it does make you, seeing things like that helps make you aware of how to be sensitive.
Reality.
Yeah, the harsh reality and how to be sensitive.
I mean, the problem with me, and I'm not sure if this is like some random symptom post-traumatic stress disorder, because obviously I don't have any other symptom, or to just go quiet and
Yeah.
because like when like I find out that like a relative died or like a pet like I don't like give out like the normal reaction it would be to like sad. So
Yeah. I don't know if there is a normal reaction, really.
yeah, but I heard that like I forget the name, but it said like it was actually a sign of Great Depression apparently. So who knows? Maybe I'm actually internally crying inside. I don't know. Yay! But let's move on before we have existential
Yeah, we're gonna have
crisis.
or like a real deep conversation that the internet wasn't ready for when they signed up for What Did I Just Watch. Next.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got more to go through.
Next we have Blue Cat Blues from Tom and Jerry.
Okay. I don't know
So this one was actually banned, and so how do we start off the whimsical adventures of Tom and Jerry playing cat and mouse? Tom is sitting on the railroad tracks,
Classic.
sitting depressed. He has like not bloodshot, but like those those like red lines around the eyes.
Sleepy, yeah,
Like he's like sitting there, and then Jerry's like, poor Tom sitting on the railroad. In a few minutes, for the first time since he met her, he'll be happy. Some people should have said I should have helped him. I know, but it's better this way. Talk about dark.
Yeah, first of all, not only is it dark, but it's completely out of character. Tom doesn't talk. Jerry
No,
don't talk.
Well, he doesn't talk. It's like the narrator, like his mind.
Narrator
Like,
can pipe down. He's got nothing to say.
I guess like they do that sometimes. I don't know. So we get a flashback on why Tom's depressed. He met a girlfriend. He met the girl of the week. Girl of the week. So anyways, he's trying to impress her, but he keeps on getting showed up by obnoxious dude named Mr. Butch. I don't know how we find out these names considering none of them can talk, but
That's a good point.
like, do you?
Anyways, let's
So
go.
anyways, as it goes on, we get a scene where Tom's drinking milk, and I'm sure it has no references to anything else. But we find him getting sleepy and almost going down a drain pipe. I wonder if he was going to be a killer clown down there. So anyways, Jared pulls him out, but then a car passes by them, and we find out that the girlfriend's a freaking gold digger and married Mr. Butch. I'm not sure how they
He can
married.
have her.
I'm not sure how they married within a week, but oh well. So we find out that's why Tom's depressed, and Jerry, despite feeling sympathetic, he's like, oh yeah, my girlfriend will never do that. Spoke too soon, mouse boy, because look who's passing by. Insert image here. It's
He's
his
better
girlfriend.
off. He's better off without her.
So what do we find out in the end? Jerry gets depressed, sits next to Tom on the railroad, and then it ends with music and a haunting sound of a train coming. The dark part is that a lot of people thought this was a final episode, but it's not apparently. But
Good.
this was banned for obvious reasons, reference to alcohol, and I can't say it or else I'll get demonetized. But it starts out with Sue and rhymes with homicide.
Not necessarily rhyme, but we all get your point.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's the next one?
Next one we have Teeth for Two from Cat Dog.
I don't know, Cat Dog.
Cat Dog was basically about, it has Tom Kenny in it. It's basically about conjoined.
I've seen the image. Like, what's the episode?
So the episode is about cat and dog going to a dentist, which is already horrifying if you don't like dentists.
Because one of their teeth would be a butt.
No, because they don't have a butt. It's just
Well-
actually that raises so many questions now that I say it out loud. How did they go to the bathroom?
Or maybe they never do and they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Or maybe one poops in the other one spits it out.
You ruined my appetite.
Anyways, moving
So
on.
anyways, they find out that the eating habits for one affects the other's teeth. So while Cat is healthy, the spoiled brat dog Tom Kenny, he also eats the absolute worst crap, ruining Cat's teeth. So Cat tries to make Doggy healthier, but I don't know how. It transcends into a competition on who could do worse damage. Cat chews on ice, dog chews on foil.
This is just really supporting my theory that when they poop, it goes out the other one's mouth. Because there's no way one chewing on something with their teeth would hurt the other one's teeth unless it was coming through a different way.
I can't figure out.
I don't
don't
like, because I can't stop.
I can't
thinking
imagine
about
what
it.
happens when
Well,
they
like, you
vomit.
keep talking, it's poop.
I can't help but wonder what happens when they vomit.
Like the other one's tongue comes out its mouth. Like, oh, found the middle.
Oh, well, maybe I have an idea on what happens concerning this episode. So, in the middle of the night, Cat wakes up trying to brush Dog's teeth while he's sleeping, but there's too much food. So, what does Cat do? He gets under the covers, crawls out of Dog's mouth as a bloody inside-out cat. Look it up, Teeth for Two, Cat Dog creepy image, if you don't believe me. Look it up right
I'd
now while I'm
like
talking
to
to
sleep later. I'm not going to be looking at that thing.
So it's an inside-out cat, as he's trying to brush it, and obviously Dog's horrified, and spits him out the right way.
Spits him out.
Yeah. So, maybe that's a dog's tongue. Freaking bloody cat.
Next. What's the...
So, next, before we get to the last one, I'm going to try and make these as brief as possible, but I'm not doing anything justice without at least mentioning them. So, real quick, Big Brother Caillou from Caillou. What's so scary about that, aside from it being a bald-headed kid?
That everybody wants to
absolute
hit?
He pinches his infant sister on the face, which is apparently tamer, because in the book, he bit her in the face, like a Hannibal Lecter. Which is scary, but also kind of funny to think of Caillou as a ravenous beast. Okay, Caillou, it's your turn to play with Rosie. Nah! Caillou. Rosie doesn't play with me. Okay, keep biting.
That was delicious. Bring me another.
So, and next, this one is not dark necessarily, but kind of morbid when you think about it. So, this one's from Rugrats. I don't remember the actual, I'm just calling it the baby episode, and I get it.
The twins?
No.
Oh.
No, so basically we got Caillou's cross-dressing female version Angelica
Yeah.
over here being an absolute brat. But little did she know, her mom is expecting a new baby,
Yeah.
a baby boy. Angelica ticked off that she's not going to get any attention. She falls asleep and has a horrific nightmare where this giant fat baby, that sounds like a mobster when I remember it, is basically stealing everything. So pretty much the plot of Boss Baby.
I was thinking like Boss Baby in an Ant-Man suit that made him gigantic.
So anyways, Angelica wakes up and kind of starts to considering accepting the idea of a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes to tell her mom about it, and we find her crying. Oh boy. So the mom says, well...
Shut up.
The mom says, well, something happened. I guess we're not expecting to have a baby after all.
Oh, that's a serious one.
Yeah, and Angelica's like, oh, that's too bad. I was hoping to get used to a baby. And here's the disgusting part. She closes the door and lets out a sigh of relief.
But as a kid, I mean,
It's
you
dark.
It
I
is
mean,
dark.
I mean, I
though.
get
Yeah.
she doesn't understand, but read the room, woman. The mom is depressed. Are you just gonna go, phew, the
That's
baby's
putting
dead,
a lot of
yay!"
pressure on a kid to know how to manage an adult's feelings. Like, that's I totally understand that.
This is the
Even if
one
she
that
is a
abuses
brat.
little babies for
No,
like
she's
no
a
reason.
brat and she needs to be punished in a lot of ways, but she's not to be expected to know how to manage adult feelings or how to comfort someone for something that she can't help that she felt relief
Well,
about.
like she can understand that the baby wasn't going to happen.
I think that even when you're there, Angelica in the show was probably like 5, if not 4 or 3.
I
so
don't know. It varies. They say
I'm
she's
sure that,
3,
like-
but she's older than the effing baby, so.
Yeah, but the babies are only like infants. They can't really talk.
So here's
Well,
number,
that's interesting.
so here's number 1, and this is like the morbid one that I was wondering.
Uh-oh.
The episode's called Jimmy from Static Shock.
I already don't know this.
This show was like I guess about like a guy who fought comic like villains, but it also talked about serious subjects such as racism, dyslexia, perfectionism, and school shootings. This episode. So the episode's about a boy named Jimmy who's constantly harassed by these average stereotypical bullies
Mhm.
that am smashing his laptop. I don't remember everything, but here's the part that I'm sure everyone watching that knows this show remembers. The main character finds out that Jimmy brought a gun to school.
Mm.
He rushes there, and the kid pulls out a gun on the bullies. And the bullies are trying to like, oh yeah, we're sorry. And he's like, no, you're not. You're only sorry because I'm a threat now. Which, I mean...
That's like a very, like, thinking people are going to be that eloquent when they're in that situation. Whatever. Go on.
So, yeah. So, basically, Jimmy's, like, very, like, broken. Like, is having, like, a breakdown in the middle of it. Because,
Yeah.
and, like, it's, like, horrifying and very suspenseful. However, he is able to talk sense, but the bully decides he's wanting to give him one more attack. And, like, tries to pintle him down to try to get the gun away. But Jimmy accidentally shoots, and it shoots a kid named Josh. I don't remember. I don't watch the show, so...
Yeah.
And, that's pretty much the episode. Like, no one died, but...
Well, no,
it's
but I
still-
think that is a good point to kind of deter people because I'm sure if you were being bullied, I'm sure that your frustration, some people internalize it and then become depressed and maybe suicidal or anything like that, but then other people get frustrated and have a lot of rage and want to pay it back, whether to the person directly doing it to them or other people just to show they're stronger.
Hello, America. This is a bit more modern Blaze Skyblaster, and so sadly the video cut off before Melissa could get into a very deep conversation, and I feel like that's probably for the better because I doubt that's what you saw though when you signed up for what I just watched. So that wraps up today's episode, and if you like what you saw, leave a like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.